And just the amount of research that went into all of this, because I just remember Tim going to every film noir movie ever, and we would just, all the time, there would be something to do, and he's like, want to go to the movies? And it was just, I mean, you can see it, the dark shadows, and then the music. I mean, everything is just so film noir and really pulls you in.
Yeah, I remember us all going to see Casablanca. And I think it was in the Castro Theater or something. It was one of those old San Francisco theaters. I forget which one it was, but it was the whole gang of us went. And
yeah, remember? Did you guys go to the Golden Gate Fields for the horse races? I know they weren't.
I wish
that was part of it, because I think there were some scenes around that, and that was just fun. I mean, just the research trips.
Yeah,
those were fun.
My wartime communications from Salvador. He's been sending me messages like this for the last year.
Agent Calavera, I have word that you arrived in Rubalcaba safely. This is great news, as your service to the LSA may now continue. I am pleased to report the successful hatching of the eggs you liberated. The hatchlings, which Eva has named Manny and Meche, are quite healthy and eager to serve our cause. With luck, my next letter will be borne to you across the sky by these young gossamer wings of truth. For the revolution, Salvador Limones.
I'm not done reading it yet, but maybe later.
Calavera, it is indeed a great day for the revolution. Say hola to little Manny, the first enlisted messenger to serve the LSA. Please feed him some breadcrumbs and send him back quickly, so we may know that our maiden flight was a success.
So Tim created a character, which I very much appreciate. I love her. Her name is Lupe, and she happens to be a little bit based on me and my idiosyncrasies. And so when I remember one time we were hanging out, and he told me, he's like, see, how can you tell me that I don't understand our relationship? Like, I can write about it. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, see, she's super organized. Nobody listens to her, but she has a lot of really important things to say. And see, we need her, and that's what you realize.
That's awesome.
So I was like, oh, I love you. And she does karate kicks. That was the best, like, because I like to punch people. And so if you notice, sometimes, I don't know if they have it in here, but she punches in the air. She does air punches.
That's awesome.
She was really easy to cast because I had such a great frame of reference for her.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
I wish you would slide down the banister, because we put a lot of effort into sliding down that banister. Come on, slide down the banister. I recommend any player who's in this room slide down the banister. It's much faster than walking.
Especially if you're 6 and you don't have terrible consequences when you hit the bottom.
You should not try that at home. Actually, kids, you should. You should go slide down the banister of your house right now.
Everybody's got to do it once.
Hello, Manny.
Hola. I guess Gladys is good at anything that uses keys. Quiet night, huh, carnal?
Day of the Dead ain't good for business, Chief. But last night, remember last night, Manny? Oh,
What's that you're playing?
Oh, this is just a little, you know, love song for a special lady.
Sing a little bit of that song, why don't you?
Well, I only have this part. Bone wagon.
I like it. You think she'll come in tonight?
Who, my special lady?
No, Meche.
You know what, Manny? I think she will. I got a feeling tonight's the night.
You know, when we leave, I'm actually gonna miss this place.
Aw, Manny, why can't we just stay here? We got our fancy club, we got 3 squares a day. Max lets me take the bone wagon out on his kitty track once a week. Plus, we look good in these clothes.
Gladys, I can't live in this world forever. It's not where I belong. I've gotta find Meche and help her, because if it weren't for me, she'd have been on that train a year ago.
Okay, Manny.
Well, I'll let you get back to practicing.
I don't need to practice, man. I'm good.
I remember animating Manny sliding down the banister. And I remember Tim kept calling for something. He's got to look cool. And so I did that, and I don't think he was ever really happy with it. So I don't know. Apparently don't know what cool means.
You gotta put some Ray-Bans on him.
Yeah. I mean, Manny's a suave guy, but I don't know if suave guys slide down banisters. Maybe I should have done it slower.
Ah, Amarillo de Oro. A very fine liqueur filled with solid gold flakes. Nothing but the best for my customers. Yes, I better take this with me for safekeeping. Well, maybe just a sip.
Manny's music, the Casino Calavera music, is that was a big moment for me doing the score because it was done fairly early on, and it kind of it determined a lot of other stuff, just sort of stylistically.
Mm-hmm.
Get that sort of Gene Krupa thing going on in the beginning. And
Gene Krupa.
Yeah, one of the great drummers of all time.
Le numéro gagnant, le 5.
Ah, my bread and butter. Thrill-seeking rich folk with a poor grasp of statistics and probability.
Rouge, Impere manque. 5, red.
An honest
Mesdames et
roulette
messieurs,
croupier is
faites
hard
pas
to
jeu, s'il vous plaît.
find. And guys like this, even harder.
Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please.
Everything okay down here?
I'm going to need some more chips if Monsieur Lucky does not call it a night soon. Le numéro gagnant, le 35, noir, entre et passe.
Police Chief Bogan, Rubacava's finest. Rubacava's only, for that matter.
Black.
You know, some people say you should always walk away from the table when you're on a winning streak.
Faites vos jeux, s'il vous plaît.
Oh, yes, but I'm feeling extra lucky tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow, I forgot about that mural. That was supposed to be really good. Oh, well, thank you. I did that.
Did you?
No, I did, but it was based on, you know, like a Gustav Klimt. But then I also did those really bad textures on the roulette wheels and the...
Oh, they're fine.
Oh, no, but I remember Adam Schnitzer actually getting angry at me. He was like, don't paint light in the paintings.
Who got angry with you?
Oh, not really angry.
He probably felt the same way as when Tim said, Manny's not cool enough. Just make it cool. Canadian.
What's that about?
That's now so not cool.
Chowchilla Charlie in his regular booth. Mind if I sit down, Charlie?
Of course not, Manny. I mean, it is your club, right?
Right. So what are you doing in it? Didn't I tell you not to come back until you can pay your bar tab?
Or they kicked me out of that cat trick for printing fake betting stubs. So now I have to come here, Manny, which I love, which I love.
Chowchilla Charlie.
Oh, yes.
That name comes from an actual person I know who was from Chowchilla, which no one remembers anymore, but when I was a kid, an entire school bus full of children was kidnapped in the town of Chowchilla. Do you remember that?
No.
California.
Wow.
A school bus full of kids was kidnapped, and the people demanded ransom. And it was crazy to think about. It was on the news. It was
Jeez.
Chowchilla. Everyone was talking about this kids, and eventually they were found and rescued, and I don't believe they were hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk about that story now.
Yeah.
And all the kids went home. But and then years later, I just a friend of ours was dating this guy named Charlie, and he was from Chowchilla, and I was like, "Oh wow, were you on the bus?" He was like, "No, I was sick that day. I was sick. I didn't go to school that day, and so I didn't get kidnapped."
Wow.
And we always referred to him as Chowchilla Charlie.
Wow.
And he's now in the game as Chowchilla Charlie, even though his personality is not as sleazy as this character. He was a fine, outstanding, although very lucky guy.
Yeah.
But this is our Peter Lorre character.
How did you print fake betting stubs?
With this. Isn't she beautiful? The last time I was incarcerated, I shared a cell with the most dishonest con man I ever met. He was strictly small time, and I managed to steal this from him quite easily.
Thanks. You never know when this may come in handy.
Hey, give that back to me, Manny.
Maybe once you settle your bar tab, eh, Charlie?
Oh, Manny.
What else can you counterfeit?
Nothing. Anything.
So can you make passports?
Manny, you still think like a living man in so many ways. No soul needs a passport. We are all citizens of the same nation, and our king rides a pale horse.
So no passports?
No. No, that little hologram is so tricky, you know?
How about driver's licenses?
Sure. Just, give me a recent picture, $50 in, about 2 weeks, okay?
When I think of something I need, I'll come back.
I'm not a wishing well, Manny.
Why aren't you over at the roulette tables?
The roulette is for lonely widows and Frenchmen. Why don't you get some slot machines, Manny? Everybody, old women, little children, they all love slot machines. And I have a system, an infallible system for beating them.
I'll think about it.
I can tell when you're just humoring me, you know?
I think slot machines attract an undesirable element.
Oh, well, we're all undesirable, Manny.
Yeah, but your credit's no good to boot. All my friends are lonely widows and Frenchmen.
Except me, Manny. I'm here to keep you sane.
Tell me your system, Charlie.
I can't tell you my secrets. Just this. You have to become one with the bandit, Manny. You have to get inside the machine and make it want to pay.
On second thought, stay away from my roulette tables. That's a nice suit. Where'd you steal it?
Manny, if you learn to play the odds like Chowchilla Charlie, then maybe you too can have a suit this fine someday.
Well, I've got a club to run, so...
Oh yes, please, Manny. Get on with your glamorous life.
Leader Noir Perrimanque.
So these is like scenes are from the production of the game in a way where Leslie would come to me like, look what I made. I made a chart of every single scene in the game plus every single actor, and I coded it. Yellow means Manny's in it, and blue means this prop is in it. And she's so excited about these things that she did, and this character is doing the exact thing.
Yep.
You have to take things from your life and put them in your work, you know, even though they don't read anything to anybody else.
Well, that just means work will be about life rather than life being about work, right?
Exactly.
Looks like Lupe's been in the sugar again. Evening, Lupe.
I have to tell you about my new organizational system for the coats.
Think she'll come in tonight?
Manny, you ask me that every night. What am I supposed to say?
You're supposed to say, yes, I think tonight's the night.
Yes, I think tonight's the night. That you finally go nuts from waiting for the grand entrance of Ms. Mercedes Colomar.
Let's try that again, shall we? Think she'll come in tonight?
Yes, I think tonight's definitely the night.
Thank you. It's my fault she's out in the woods alone, you know.
If you say so, Manny.
How's the flow tonight?
We're dead tonight, Manny. Everybody's back home for the Day of the Dead, I guess. Except for the casino. The casino's hopping. Why is it that all the people who don't go home are the same people who just love to gamble?
Well, I guess when you've got nothing to go home to, you've got nothing to lose.
Hey, we should put that over the door.
Everything okay back in the land of fur and fedoras?
Everything's in order. It's beautiful. I can't wait for people to come in and try the new system. It's so cool. Want to hear about it?
Okay, tell me all the details about your new coat check system.
Yay! Okay, I found all these plastic tiles in the back, left over from the automat, and guess what? They all have numbers on them. So what I'm doing is, I give one to everyone who checks a code in and... Manny, you're not even listening to me. I go to all this work organizing your coats, and you don't even care.
Lupe.
Forget it. Don't pretend to care.
No, I want to hear.
Hup. Oh, I'll tell someone else about it. Someone who cares.
Please, tell me all about your new coat check system, really.
Don't patronize me, Cal.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Meche?
Manny, help me. I've been lost for so long. Why didn't you look for me?
I did. You ran off. Why?
Because you said I was no good. I've been all alone in the world for a whole year.
And it's all because of you!
This gonna be an annual thing with you, Manny? Every Day of the Dead, you toss your bones into the drink and I fish 'em out?
I don't plan to be around that long, Velasco. As soon as I find out where that ocean liner's going, I'm after it.
Ha ha! That ship's going to Puerto Zapato. That's the other side of the world. Ain't no ships going out that way but the old Limbo here, but...
But nothing. If the Limbo's my only hope, then I'm already on board.
Well, good luck, son. That's all I got to say.
That's Kay Cuter, and Kay was, I don't know, late 70s, early 80s, and he had a big, long, gray beard, and he was a raging smoker.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you'd have to break him every 45 minutes, otherwise he'd start getting into a really bad mood. And on one of those sessions, we were doing, he plays the croupier later on where he speaks French and English, and it's just, he delivers the numbers. We were behind on time, and so I sort of pushed him to an hour, and all of a sudden I found myself in an argument with Kay over how to pronounce 20 in French. And so I was like, it's definitely time for a smoke break on you. Get out of here.
That Dockmaster Velasco is one salty old bag of rope.
You should see his wife.
Not a bad little ship in a bottle you got going there.
Yeah, well, there's that Rubacava craft fair next week, and also...
All right, so I'm ready to sail.
On what?
On the Limbo, man. Let's go.
Manny, the Limbo's not a passenger ship. She's small cargo, son. And every hand on board works.
I'll work.
What are your skills?
Sales and restaurant management.
Oh, hey, there is one opening on the Limbo's crew.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's in the engine room. And your buddy Glottis would be perfect for it, but he'd have to get his own tools.
Okay, if I get Glottis some tools, can we board?
He can, yes. No offense, Manny, but there's just no place for you aboard the Limbo. She's fully manned already. In fact, her whole crew's on board, ready to sail at dawn. Except for that one guy.
Who's the one guy who hasn't boarded yet?
Yeah, well, Seaman Naranja's a little late, but he'll be here before they sail.
What job did Naranja have?
He ran the galley.
Aha! Restaurant management.
Yeah, it's similar to what you're doing now. Except the fish is fresher on the Limbo.
What if Naranja doesn't show up? I can fill his spot, right?
Manny, you're not even in the Maritime Union.
I know that, and you know that, but we're two guys who can keep secrets, right?
Glottis is exempt, but the captain will ask for your card. And if you don't have one, they'll serve you to the sharks like chum. And what's worse, I'll get fined. It's a tough union, boy, and I don't mess with them.
So let me get this straight. If I get Glottis some tools,
then I can get him a job on the Limbo.
And if Seaman Naranja doesn't show up for work,
but he will,
and I get a Maritime Union card,
which you'll never get,
then I can sail on the Limbo in the morning.
Jeez. I guess so.
What kind of tools does Glottis need?
Authentic CB equipment only.
Where do I get authentic CB equipment?
Why don't you ask a CB? Afraid of getting stung?
Where do you think Naranja is?
Probably home selecting recipes for the trip.
What's going on in that bottle? A tugboat?
This happens to be a perfect scale replica of the SS Lumbago. I'm just having a little trouble getting the walking beam to fit in the neck here.
That's funny, because a lumbago is usually more of a problem in the lower back than the neck.
Yeah,
Nothing. I'd better go finish packing.
Aye, you do that, son.
The SS Limbo needs a little TLC. I never was that good at the high jump. Dang, these short legs. It's locked.
I know, I locked it.
It shone pale as bone as I stood there alone, and I thought to myself how the moon that night cast its light on my heart's true delight, and the reef where her body was strewn. Together this time,
it shone pale as bone as I stood there alone, and I thought to myself how the moon that night cast its light on my heart's true delight, and the reef where her body was strewn.
This is where I had never heard of actual sea bees before, and someone made that. I talked about how they could be these bees down there, and they're like, oh, like sea bees, and I was like, what are sea bees?
Yeah, they were a Navy thing, yeah.
And wait, does that come from the letter CB? Like
I don't know.
Or construction brigade or something.
Yeah, good.
Like
Jeep comes from general personnel vehicle. Yeah.
So, and this bee is called Terry because of the character from On the Waterfront, Marlon Brando's character named Terry. So that's where we got all that stuff.
Busy bees. Hey, why don't you guys lend me some tools so I can help out? These bees don't seem too busy. Cold one, huh, Terry?
Yeah, it's always cold when you're unemployed, Manny.
Who's unemployed? Aren't you guys in the union?
The union? They don't look after us little guys. They're run by the coppers. And you of all people should know, Manny, that the cops are in bed with the gambling joints.
That's Raphael Sparge, who he was actually the main character in Knights of the Old Republic in the original game. But Raphael was a big on-camera guy and hadn't really done a lot of voiceover. And there's a scene later on where he's addressing all of the workers. And the thing about Raphael was that he physically performs when he's in the studio.
Oh, right.
And so as he was addressing the field, he kept on going off mic. And so the engineer's like, oh, we got to keep him on mic. And so I said, hey, Raphael, can you stay on mic? He's like, oh, really sorry, really sorry. We re-rolled, and all of a sudden his energy just went down. And so it just wasn't working the same way. So we pulled out another 2 mics and put him out.
Oh, that's great.
So that he could then go, you are the fat cats of industry, and he could kind of move his head, and we still caught it. And so then we just cut around the 3 tracks to get the final take.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, but he's a great actor.
Hey, I run an honest joint. We ain't in bed with nobody.
What about the protection money?
We pay every week. On the nose, through the nose, like an honest place should.
See what I mean? This town is just a big conga line of hustlers, all laughing and dancing and scratching each other's backs.
Why aren't you guys up there working?
You don't know the deal down here on the docks, do you, Manny? If you want to get the jobs, you have to pay the unions extra dues. And that ain't cheap. We don't pay, and so they put us on barrel duty.
Why don't you just pay the union off then?
We got our pride, Manny. We're straight stingers, Not to mention we just don't have any cash to spare now that we're not working. I mean, it's like a problem where, the solution makes the problem, worse.
Like a catch-22?
Yeah, wow. I wish I knew words like that.
If the union is crooked, why don't you register a complaint?
That's a good one, Manny. Did you hear that, guys? He thinks we should register a complaint.
You bees are being exploited. You should do something about it.
Yeah, what can we do? We're just a handful of unorganized drones. We don't know nothing about nothing except just how to take it on a chin.
I think you're just a bunch of complainers.
You don't know what it's like, man. Every day we come down here, we try and make an honest living. We find out that you gotta be a crooked bee to win down here. He knocks the pollen out of you, man. He makes you weak.
Since you're not using your tools, think I could borrow them?
Well, we sold them to feed our families.
Then how are you ever gonna work?
I told you things were messed up down here, Manny. I told you.
If the cops own the union, and gambling's in bed with the cops...
Yeah, and then who really runs the gambling, right? Well, no offense, but Maximino is really the big boy in town, obviously. But word is, he gets his orders from some hardcore gangsters in El Mero. Yeah, that fancy cat track is really just a big laundromat, if you get my drift.
Hey, can I borrow one of your union cards?
What, are you kidding? You know how much I had to pay Chow Chilla Charlie to get mine?
You guys know a seaman naranja?
Nah, CBs and sailors don't mix.
But you're in the same union.
Well, maybe so, but some traditions are sacred there, Manny.
You bees gotta be strong.
Things just aren't the way they should be down here, Manny. It's like the worker bees. They do all the work. But we can't affect it's like the way that things are produced should be controlled by, we should, forget it. I'm just a dumb, hungry, out-of-work bee.
definitely should give a huge shout out to Peter Chan, and yeah, I'm still jealous of that guy.
Chan the man.
I know. Just when those packages would come, it would just be like Christmas, and you'd open, you'd see those, and you just think, oh man, and he's a nice guy too. You know,
the weird
happy
thing about
family.
that was I never experienced like the delivery of the package firsthand, but I still got excited about it.
No, they were beautiful, and he's such a sweetheart.
Manny?
Can you make reasonable union cards?
Manny! Are you going to start moonlighting, or are you just looking to hang out with the sailors?
Can you do it or not?
I have a deal for you. If you can retrieve my money from Maximino, I can make you president of that crooked union.
I don't need to be president. And why does Max have your money?
I put a whole suitcase of it up for collateral on a rather large wager last month. The race was fixed, Manny. They stole my money like common thieves. Here, take this VIP pass and use it to get into the High Rollers Lounge. They won't let me in there anymore. There should be a safe somewhere in the wine cellar, and my suitcase should be in it.
And you can get me a card tonight.
If you make it back, Manny, the card will be on the table.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux, s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets.
It's the VIP pass for the High Rollers Lounge that Chowchilla Charlie gave me. Ooh, better not show that to Glottis. I don't think it's good for much except getting into the High Rollers Lounge. Check out this fancy pass to the High Rollers Lounge. Can you believe how full of themselves they are over there? I don't think their place is any more VIP than ours, do you?
I don't know. I try to stay away from that place.
Really? Why?
'Cause of my problem.
Glottis? Compadre? I can't believe I kept him from putting headers on that thing for so long. Ooh, Meche.
Whoo, yeah!
Ah, Lady Luck.
Le numéro gagnant, le 7, rouge, Impere manque. 7, red, house pays all winners, le banque paye. Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux, s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please.
Look out below.
Le numéro gagnant. Le 9. Rouge. Impere manque. 9. Red.
This is an outrage. I bet on number 2. Why didn't it come up number 2?
Ah, monsieur, je suis vraiment désolé. I do not pick the winners. These things are all controlled by the man upstairs.
Well, please tell the man upstairs that Police Chief Bogan was very upset when he left. And when he returns later this evening, he would prefer to have better luck.
Oui, monsieur. Bonsoir. I will definitely tell him.
So this is one of the parts in the game that was very inspired by Gilda. You ever seen Gilda? Rita Hayworth.
No.
It's a great noir movie. It's amazing, and it's the scene that you always see when they show Rita Hayworth, where she just flips her hair up and says, "Who, me?" So anyway, it's about a it's set in a resort town where there's a casino, and the main character, there is the main character's working a casino, and there is this kind of corrupt local law enforcement officer who shows up every night. And the way he gets paid off by the casino to not busted is that he always comes and bets on number 2 at a certain table, and then they always give him his money, and number 2 always wins and stuff. And so I think it's the same number in this game. We always use number 2.
No more bets, please. Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux, s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets.
Everything okay down here?
What happened to Monsieur Bogan's lucky streak?
It ran out.
Well, so did he.
I just want to have a really international flair. I guess because Casablanca was very international. But also I love the game Last Express, the Jordan Mechner game. Last Express, you're on a train, and there's a lot of listening to conversations that are not presented at full volume because you're eavesdropping. You're walking down a hallway and you hear someone talking in a room, but they'll often be very quiet, but also sometimes in another language, like French or German or something. And just the idea of like overhearing a quietly spoken French conversation was so neat in that game that we tried to have people talking in other languages in here, like that. The croupier in the gambling room speaking French, I believe.
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny.
Bogan looked mad when he left?
Yeah, what happened?
Hey, we all run out of luck eventually.
Careful, Manny, or you're gonna get us shut down.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Gross. How long was that raven sitting there? Hey, you lazy bees! Get off your abdomens and get to work! Well, looks like a quiet night in old Rubacava. I wonder if Velasco can see me up here. Hey! Velasco! Looks like Velasco's dozed off again. Ah, there's nothing new to see in this town. Hey, you lazy bees! Get off your abdomens and get to work!
I think we're going to come up to Garv's set that I destroyed, that that I destroyed 2 weeks of Garov's work by trying to learn how to 3D model, and somehow I ended up erasing 2 weeks of his work. Because it was the fish place that you had to redo.
Oh yeah, the elevator.
Yeah, the elevator and that place with the fish.
That's the folding bridge that connects this pier to the base of the cat track.
It's strange, the characters in this game don't like to go into crowded areas, almost as if it's too hard to render them.
I'm not sure what I hate more, crowds or cats, but I'm definitely not going near either one today.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey! Looks like a great night for cat races.
You hear the cats racing? We were always so sad that we never showed the cat races, but that was for budget reasons. Obviously, we didn't want to cut the actual cats, but I wanted to have giant cats running on a track like that.
And the idea of a cat's racing being herdable enough to race is pretty. Why cats?
Why cats? There was a. God, I don't remember. Why cats? That's a good idea.
I mean, I just remember making the music going, well, at some point, because you're near the kitty litter.
Please do not leave children unattended.
How big were those when you drew them? Like the posters and the murals and stuff.
We could actually work rather big.
Did you have Photoshop back then?
We had Photoshop, but I don't know if we had layers back then.
Oh, we had layers.
I think we did. Oh, yeah, we had layers, but maybe
Paul
only.
just didn't know what they were.
No, but I think too. You only had a one undo or maybe two undos.
Oh wow.
Oh, for crying out loud! Get that mouse! Oh, for crying out loud!
Race results. I don't have the remote, and I don't think they get any other channels anyway.
You can do it!
Wait, why did Cataglottis leave the piano playing thing and come down here? Oh, you got him the pass. You gave him a pass.
Right.
So
now he's a high roller.
And he's an alcoholic and a gambler because of you.
Right.
But it's all for a good cause. Adventure game playing.
Open it up on the straightaways, kitty! Run!
I had no idea you liked gambling so much, Glottis.
Well, the doctors made me promise I wouldn't do it anymore. But they can't get in the high rollers lounge, now can they? Paws in the air, let's go! Almost there! You're doing it! Come on! This is it!
Rubikava is named after a girl I knew in the 4th grade. Her last name was Rubikava. That's a fun fact for you.
Wow.
She's married now. Doesn't use it anymore, so I get to use it.
You're keeping it alive.
Maximino, king of kittens. Hello, Maximino.
Why, if it ain't Manny Calavera, come to see how the big boys play, eh, Manny?
From what I can tell, they play with kitties.
Kitties, roulette tables, what's the difference? They go round and round all day, and they're both more reliable when they're fixed. Am I right?
Look, you gotta cut Glottis off. He has a problem.
As long as he's got credit, then he's got no problem.
Credit? How did Glottis get credit?
He's part owner of your club, ain't he?
Half owner, actually.
Well, he put the joint up as collateral. So as long as you're in business, he's in business.
How's the old cat race, Max?
Well, volume's pretty low. Most everybody's out of town.
Tell me about it.
But I've got some side businesses that help smooth over the rough spots.
What kind of side businesses?
Manny, let's just say our El Mato associates appreciate our out-of-town perspective.
You know, you got a pretty nice setup here.
You got a good little club yourself, Manny. Not as nice as my girlfriend's, of course.
Did you say your girlfriend?
Hey, Manny, don't pretend you don't hear the gossip. It's not a secret anymore. Olivia and I are officially an item.
I'm here for Charlie's money. No, seriously. He says you have a lot of it.
Oh, I got a lot of it, but none of it's his.
Ooh. I'm leaving town tonight.
That's great, Manuel. No one needs a vacation more than you. Get out of town. Forget about that Meche woman.
I like the new blimp.
Yeah, I decided not to let what happened to the Olivia 1 get me down. Imagine, you try to impress your girlfriend by building her a beautiful airship, and what happens? It goes and crashes, explodes and burns on your own track. And kills her favorite cat, too. Not the kind of thing that makes the young girl's hearts go aflutter. I'll tell you that, toys.
Your new waiter's got quite an attitude, even for a snooty waiter type.
Hey, Manny, when you put labels like that on people, it's like you stick people in these little boxes and never let them out.
We're all in little boxes back home, Max. 6 feet under.
Now you're talking like the town coroner, Manny. Cut it out.
Well, I'll let you get back to staring out the window.
Just can't get enough of my cats.
That's a good cat.
Looks like a turkey baster. Looks like the pantry. Looks like cans of some sort of canned meat. Oh, I really hope this isn't where the old race cats end up. Looks like more of that cat meat or whatever that is.
Here we're being very insensitive to claustrophobics. And French people. Probably would never do it today. But
well, the Twitter, just think of the Twitter response from the claustrophobic French people, right?
I don't need any cat meat. Looks like more of that cat meat or whatever that is. It's the button for the elevator.
Baby! Oh, For crying out loud! Get up, you stupid...
And I'm sorry, Garv. This is the set that you had to build
this
twice.
This is Garov's, right?
Yeah, this is the one.
This was the gift that kept
and it's
on
actually
giving.
very beautiful, I might add.
Yes. Well, a second time is...
Yeah, the second time.
But I'm sorry, you were saying that was a real building.
Yeah, yeah.
Where? Was that in Spain?
I think it's in Paris, I think.
Oh.
And I remember seeing a photo of it and being like, wait, Peter.
No, good artist borrow, great artist steal.
Blue casket. Just doesn't have the zing of Calavera Cafe, you know? Hey, look. Deadbeats. Hi, what's your name? More hip cats. Hi, what's your name? Labor organization and revolt made easy.
And then, for some reason, I was always really interested in beatniks. Beatniks and Reds. I think because it was so foreign to me, like the Red Scare was not part of my actual life, but it always seemed like this thing it's hard, it's funny. It was always funny to me to imagine how passionate people were about that, how big of a deal it was for them. And it was always so, but if from a safe distance, it was just kind of entertaining. Like, oh wow, people are were really concerned about communists everywhere and unions and.
No, I remember when I was a little kid, there were people would still talk about communist plots in all seriousness. Yeah.
But don't you see? When the government fades away, so will our troubles.
Ah, nonsense. We will always need some armed force to fight off the return of capitalism.
That sort of fascist thinking is as dead as you are, comrade. When we get rid of all the guns, that's when people will begin to self-police, and the public opinion alone will keep them from committing crimes.
Hola, trust funders.
Hey, look who's making the scene. It's Manny Calavera, the up, the down, the backside of the nouveau riche.
Beat it, dinner jacket. We're talking about things you wouldn't understand, like truth and beauty.
Hey, can I borrow this book?
Why? So you can freak out our plans for organizing labor and go rat us out to your pal, Chief Bogan?
Hey, I'm just looking for something to read on the can, all right?
No dice, cummerbund.
Hey, did I ever tell you guys that you remind me of my friend, Salvador Limones?
Salvador Limones is a fairy tale, a spook story the man tells the masses as he puts them to sleep.
Idiot! Salvador Limones is a very real and a very great man.
He also writes a mean letter.
What is this? I, Salvador Limones, salute you, Manuel Calavera?
A great ally in this noble revolution.
You really know Salvador Limones? What's he like?
Why didn't you tell us you were a freedom fighter, Manuel?
I can't talk about my underground gig, man, where I put the whole scene in Dangerville.
Wow, heavy.
Hey, I've got a split, so,
Viva la revolución.
Oh, man.
Would you cats mind if I dug on this book for a while?
Knock yourself out, brother.
There's that spotlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this was another, we lifted up or took the technology from Render Droid, which was in Jedi Knight, but it didn't have spotlights at the time. It just had directional lights and point lights. So that was actually one of the very first things when
his first
when
thing
I got,
you did.
yeah, when I got hired onto the team, which I was brand new to LucasArts, and Tim and Brett brought me in, and my first thing I was like, I'm gonna put in spotlights because I know how to do that, and it's gonna matter, and that'll be my stake in the ground. And this was one of the first scenes I worked on that had spotlights. So when Manny walks off stage and you see the light, when he walks out of the light, that was a pretty important moment. Everybody thought that was pretty cool. I was like, all right, I did something. I'm in this amazing project with this amazing team, and I did something.
Testing, testing. All right, who's ready to rock and roll? Maybe later then, okay? Good evening. I like to read a poem. Oneness. I am more than dead. Why? Ashes to ashes. A single calcified tear. Absolution. The center. Turning the battleship. Grotesque. Can you see what I'm smelling? Lugubrious. The lie. The darkness. Break the mirror with your silence. I can't bear it. Rise up. Inside a dream, inside a dream, inside a dream. Don't pet the cat that way. And what's worse, the cracks in my skull. Confuse yourselves. Bones, bones, bones. Painkiller. Pain. Killer. Myself. Myself. Weak. Unify. Rectify. Can you hear what I'm suffering? Can you hear me saying nothing? The end.
We hear you, Daddy.
Testing, testing. So what is up with airplane food anyway?
Is he trying to be funny?
I mean, it's so small and not that good.
There's nothing funny about being dead, comrade.
Life is pain, death is worse. My funny bone must have fell off in the hearse.
Anyone out there know where I can find some tools?
Try the docks, brother.
Is there an Anselmo Naranja in the audience tonight?
He's down at Toto's place getting carved. If he's not passed out under a dock somewhere.
Hey, can anyone out there help me get into the Maritime Union?
Hey, we're into organizing labor, not sabotaging labor.
Orale, you've been a great audience. Good night, Rubacava.
Lola? What are you doing here? This crowd doesn't go much for souvenir pictures, except maybe of Lenin.
Shh! Man! Manny, I'm on a stakeout. I'm gonna prove to Maximino once and for all that Olivia's no good for him.
Still hung up on Max, eh? Take my advice, Angel. Forget about him. He's a gambling racketeer.
Like you.
Oh, that hurts, baby.
Hey, shh! Here they come.
Come on, sugar. How about a kiss for the road?
Oh, ick. Don't let me down, Nick. You're a lawyer. You're not supposed to have feelings.
I don't, but I know a good tart when I see one. Hey! If Maximino sees that, we're going to end up in matching terracotta pots.
Don't be silly. He wouldn't hurt me. He loves me. Manny, at last we're alone. Tell me, how are the bourgeoisie?
Fine. How's Max?
Oh, Gramps, don't start.
What are you doing with a snake like Nick?
I'd lay it on you, Manny, but I don't think you'd get it.
Messing around with your boyfriend's lawyer is pretty dangerous.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. You do get it.
I'm a little worried about Lola.
That's because she's doomed, Manny. She fell in love with Maximino. That's the one mistake I never made.
Do you think Nick would hurt her?
Only if he finds her, and take it from me. He's not good at finding things.
Open mic night seems like a big hit.
It always takes those timid souls a while to get up the nerve.
Maybe it would help if you went up there and started things rolling.
Oh, Manny, read poetry in my own club? That would be like this whole place was just a big temple set up to worship me.
Oh, come.
Okay. Oneness. I am more than dead. Why? Ashes to ashes. A single calcified tear. Absolution. The center. Turning the battleship. Grotesque. Can you see what I'm smelling? Lugubrious. The lie. The darkness. Break the mirror with your silence. I can't bear it. Rise up. Inside a dream, inside a dream. Don't pet the cat that way. And what's worse? The cracks in my skull. Confuse yourselves. Bones, bones, bones. Painkiller, painkiller. Myself, myself. Wake. Unify, rectify. Can you hear what I'm suffering? Can you hear me saying nothing?
Hey, you stole my poem.
Consider it an homage.
Little dark in here, don't you think?
Dark and cold, like the hearts of men.
You know, I'm thinking of buying this place.
Really? I thought about buying yours for a while, but then I just decided to ask my boyfriend Max to buy it for me.
You can have it. I'm leaving town.
Manny, you sound so exciting all of a sudden. Why are you leaving town?
Johnny Law, baby. You see, I'm a grifter. I'm bad news.
Yeah, right. You're running after that ghost chick everyone says you're still so uptight about. Well, I have a poem I wrote just for you. Pay attention because it's pretty short. Here it goes. Ch
Well, catch you later, hip chick.
Keep practicing that lingo, man. You'll get it.
Ah, the love nest. Ooh, smells like this door leads to the kitchen.
Just a dab will drop you. Hey, man, you didn't see me put the secret ingredient in these coffin shooters, did you?
Relax. Olivia stole the recipe from me in the first place.
Yeah, she steals from the rich and gives to me to poor.
The sink is full of dirty hookah water. I'm not gonna drink dirty hookah water, and I can't carry it with my bare hands. I'm not gonna drink dirty hookah water, and I can't carry it with my bare hands.
In the final version of the game, are the backgrounds actually just pre-rendered flats?
Yes, they are.
See, that's amazing to me because, you know, we live in the world of 3D now. We're used to floating the camera around inside of these things. But, you know, once you chose your camera angle to pre-render something, that was it. There you go.
No, it's Manny walking around in a blank 3D room with Z-depth data to clip him in front of the stuff that he needs to clip in front of.
I don't get the feeling those cleaning supplies are used much around here. I don't really need a bunch of cleaning supplies. Nothing in the dishwasher. Not to sound like a capitalist oppressor, but I have people who do that for me now. Not portable. These plates are filthy. Dirty plates can stay put. I'm not gonna eat off of dirty plates, and I'm not going to clean them. Strong stuff. That ought to kill the pain. Hello? No effect. I think these are the words you're looking for.
The workers shall control the means of production. The workers shall control the means of production. Yes, that's it! That's what I've been trying to say!
Who will stop the fat cats of industry from building these ships with the pollen of the exploited working class? I say we fight back!
What's this? Maybe a bee agitator?
I say lay down your tools right now and show the men just who makes the honey around here!
That does it! You know, I always thought bees came in two colors, yellow and black. But you look all red to me, my friend.
Ah! Hey, what are you doing? We've got the right to assemble peacefully.
Good. You're going to need a lot of assembly after we take you apart, comrade.
Manny! Get me a lawyer! Get me a lawyer!
Logan, that's gonna make it tough to spring the kid and get him back out here. Good thing I know a lawyer who owes me a favor. They look busy working up a plan to free Terry. So, what are you guys doing to free Terry? Guess it's up to me.
There it is. Max's giant cat racetrack. How's a regular guy with 3 roulette tables supposed to compete with that?
To some extent, Grim Fandango is a bit of a mutt. It's got pieces of Jedi Knight, it's got pieces of Scum, it's got pieces of Outlaws, it's got pieces of, it's got IMUS coming in, and it's got the Lua language. So it was a game kind of made on a shoot, for all the technical challenges in it. A lot of pieces were sort of pre-existing, and kind of it was a matter of maybe a new era of game development where you don't write everything from scratch, but you kind of put it together in the best possible way.
Well, and one of the kind of the side effects of that was, since we had pretty robust solutions to video playback and rendering and art pipes in front of us, it really, a lot of the effort, aside from just making everything, all the blocking and tackling working, was spent on how to making games like this convenient and producible and artist friendly. And you had built some tools that were really unlike the things that appeared in RenderDroid or Smush or some of the technologies it was built on. So it's a bit of a mutt in that we borrowed a bunch of really great technology, but there's also a lot of really innovative stuff.
This is where Todos Santos practices his cruel yet beautiful art. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot about my date with Inez. Hello, operator? Yeah, it's me, baby. How'd you know? Hey, don't say that, sweetheart. You know I meant to stop by and... I'm more happy about leaving town every minute.
The one thing for a sound designer or for a composer, when the story is great and the writing is great and the pacing is great, whether it's a film or a game, you can't help but weigh in a successful way yourself, because there's this flow already, and you're just participating with it and enhancing it. One of the jobs of a composer, especially in a game like this, a lot of time passes, and you need to both entertain the listener and provide musical interest, but it has to also last for a very long time without being tiresome. And I think Pete did a great job at striking a balance between a great deal of musical interest, but also kind of hanging back and taking its time and letting the story unfold, letting the player concentrate on the game.
I think these are binders of tattoo designs. They're labeled Nautical and Nice, and a third one just says Anchormania.
Not now, Manny. I'm in the middle of something with Naranja here.
I love how all the characters have very distinct voices that match their personality and their look. Like, how much would Tim give you direction, and how much was your direction influencing?
Well, like, ideally, when you go through the process, you you have character pictures along with the audition copy, and we would send that out to the various agencies, and the auditions would come back, and I mean, it kind of, the process kind of does that for you, because you're listening to the auditions and you're looking at the picture, and you narrow it down to, like, a handful of candidates, and then sort of we'd sit down with Tim and just go through them, and that's, sometimes there's only one choice, and you just know it.
Right. It's just so great.
Yeah.
All of them.
What you do is you cast for like the major characters, and then you use that same talent pool with a lot of the smaller characters. And so that's why Kay is, you know, he was cast for Velasco, but then the croupier just was one of those that's like, okay, well, that fits, he works.
So you let the actors pretty much kind of come up with their character as well when they look at the picture?
Yeah. Well, definitely. Like for those secondary characters, they're totally undefined when you're in the studio, and so you just kind of sit there, look at the picture, look at the lines, talk about it, just set a dialogue voice in, and then go.
I just create. I love it. It's just creative everywhere, you know, like through the whole thing. Like not just with us, but even with the actors and stuff like that. And you really are like watching a movie.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Absolutely. And you really want that relationship between sort of the voiceover director and the actor to be collaborative and allow them the freedom to bring stuff to the table and try things, and you know, it just adds a lot.
Strong stuff. That ought to kill the pain.
Should, but it don't. I killed the pain, turn off my drill, stop working. How about that? No. I can take it. Bring it on, Pops. I'll pop you, sailor boy.
Looks like it hurts. It's a little cabinet. It's empty.
Yeah, I got to remember to get more liquid nitrogen from morgue.
Liquid nitrogen?
Freeze the bones, less painful that way.
Hey, that sounds good. I could go for that.
You got plenty of painkiller in that bottle of yours, so shut up and hold still.
And so that guy, Toto Santos, which is the name of All Souls Day, that was one important casting thing that meant so much at the time. And I love The Usual Suspects.
Yes.
And there's a burn victim at the very beginning of the game, a guy who was burned on the ship.
Right.
And he's in the bed, and he's the first guy who says, "Guys are so safe."
Okay, right.
Is this Hungarian or Polish?
Yeah,
guy?
yeah.
And we got that actor to do Toto Santos' voice, because I was like, I want him to sound like that guy from Usual Suspects. And so if you listen to him, he's just
awesome.
Like, I wanted to have him say, "Guys are so safe."
It's Toto Santos, Rubalcava's friendly scrimshaw artist. What's that you're working on there?
I told you, Calavera, not now.
That's one old fridge. It's empty.
Who is over there? Me a poco. Look, you broke it. Now it won't shut. Nemazogia, hold still, Lotario. Dead. Keifa, wake up. I don't work on drunks. Resek Chavargo. What kind of sailor are you? Can't handle booze, huh? Hogyha te azt gondolod, hogy engemet te nem fogsz kifizetni, te teljesen bolond vagy. Well, let's go. Toto, I got your boy Naranja here. MIA he is. Well, he's sobered up. I send him to limbo. Yeah. He'll make it there by morning. Promise. Oh, yeah. That is what I told him.
Doesn't look like you'll be showing up to work in the morning.
Let's see what you got on you,
sailor.
I gave him the idea in first place. Tiger can't change his stripes.
It's Toto Santos,
you still going?
Rubalcava's friendly scrimshaw artist.
Hey, Velasco! Manny, do you mind? Artist at work here, eh? Hey, listen to me. You've got to take care of yourself.
speaking of database, I mean, that was really how we accomplished so much, right? Is from an organizational standpoint of the music, of the sound effects, and of the voice. And I remember, especially for voice, how critical it was. And what we in the sound department would do is inherit and share the use of the database with the voice department. And you could do a search and isolate all the lines for, say, Manny, or isolate all the lines that needed to have reverb baked into them, or another type of processing. And then you would just divide and conquer and just master everything in groups and bring it all together, have a single reference for volume, and use the database to keep organized and isolate different found sets of different criteria.
I'm a strong believer in things that should be, when you're making stuff, it should be something that could only been made by you or in that group of people, and at the time you made it in the place you made it.
Yes.
You know? I think Grimm is definitely that case. Like, that's one of the great things about Grimm. I think it's a collection of amazing artists like you and the visual artists and the programmers and the actors, and everything that came together for that game was just such a was almost an overwhelming distraction of amazing artists coming together. Like oh my God, look at that background. Oh my God, listen to this music. Oh my God, listen to that voice. So I just I think it makes that game really special. But it also has a lot of personal details that are just kind of woven into it that makes it so, like, even if we were making this game from scratch with the same intentions today, it would just be completely different. I don't know why there's so much union jokery in games that I've worked on, but I've always found it, maybe because it was a big part of, like, movies that air, like, on the waterfront. You know, and not so much unions, but mobster corrupt unions.
Right.
There's always a big part of that, you know, going on. And then also, like, worker, anti-worker, communist themes going on. Like, it was all tied together. And I don't know if that all sprung out of On the Waterfront or other movies.
Well, On the Waterfront, though, was kind of, I mean, it was sort of championing the plight of the working man, but it also was talking about the dark side of the union thing, for sure.
But it was a corrupt union. It was a mob-run deal.
That's true.
I know that statue's supposed to mean something about justice, but I don't know. Could be a statue of a famous Olympic gymnast, I guess.
I remember at the time it was a big debate, like, should we require P100 or P133, like penny 100, penny 133? It's like, nope, your target platform is whatever was on sale at CompUSA for $500 last year.
It's like a P70.
Yeah, it's like, P60 I think is what we ended up with as the minimum spec. We ended up going for P90 at the end, but it was one of the things where it's like those kind of constraints where it's like you really could pull it off with all the kinds of machines we had in the company, but the average consumer who we wanted to sell the game to did not have a machine like that. So that's one of the vagaries of the PC market that still persists, you know.
Yeah, and you wouldn't, you know, when you think about Grimm, you wouldn't necessarily think, but there's like all hand-coded assembly rasterizers in here. There's hand-coded assembly blitters in here. Lots of like layout, asset management. All, you know, this was a tricky game to optimize and to get running acceptably on the kind of machines that people were going to be running it on. But it doesn't, you know, it doesn't come off like the same technical challenge as a Jedi Knight or something like that. And it wasn't. I mean,
it's different kind of technical challenge, much more kind of interdisciplinary.
It was really getting all this weird stuff happening at the same time.
Poor Terry, this is all my fault. Hey, Terry, that was a beautiful speech out there.
Yeah, maybe so, but it landed me in here.
Don't worry, I'll get you the best lawyer in town.
Okay, Manny, but quick, before the movement loses its buzz.
We wanted them to show. Eventually, you're going to see him do a bee dance, which we were really proud to get. I had to actually do some dancing for the animators to get that to be accurate as possible. Because, you know, when bees find pollen, or a bunch of flowers, they fly back to the hive, and then they shake their abdomens in a certain way, which tells people what it helps lead the other bees.
That's right. You know.
So when Terry's trying to lead the, this right here, he's like trying to lead the other bees, and so he gives them a speech, and then he shakes his abdomen a little bit to tell everybody where to go. Shake, 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 shake. I can do that dance really well.
Reward offered for cargo stolen from shipyard receiving area, including a large suitcase bearing the initials HL. Reward offered for including...
I remember one time showing Pete something. He said, well, I don't like it, but I don't know why. And which is the most helpful criticism that you can ever get, because you don't know how to fix the thing. But I'm being facetious.
Late night at the morgue, isn't it, Membrillo? You know I can't sleep with John Doe's on the slab, Manny. If I don't ID these rose gardens tonight, I won't be ready for the two that come in tomorrow. And before you know it, I'm up to my ass in azaleas. Any leads? I know it's a poor coroner who blames his tools, Manny. But how am I supposed to turn up anything with the equipment they give me? Hey, I had a government job for years, man. I know how you feel.
Oh, Membrillo, my brother actually makes Membrillo, which is a quince jelly that you eat with cheese. Membrillo means quince.
It sure doesn't sound like it.
Membrillo.
Oh, Membrillo, that's different.
Yeah. What do you think I said?
What a sad story. These stews sprouted and no one came down to claim them? Death makes sad stories of us all. How's business? Booming, unfortunately. More crime every day. And more sproutings like these. Something's happening back in El Morro, I think. And its dark hand is finally reaching us here in Rubacava. What exactly are you looking for? I'm digging for a treasure that part of me does not wish to find. For when I uncover that sad doubloon that tells me who this poor soul is, my reward is not riches, but the chance to make a phone call and break somebody's heart. Of course, with this equipment, the search could go on for some time. Can I help? Sure. Grab hold of this leaf right here. Manny? I can't do it. I know. I was just testing. How do you do this job? Without becoming jaded, you mean? My secret to happiness, Manuel, is that I have the heart of a 12-year-old boy. I keep it over here in a jar. Would you like to see it? No. Sorry. Old coroner joke. Do you ever worry that your job is getting to you, Membrillo? Well, forensic botany is a trying job, Manny. But have you ever spent much time here with a florist? In life, they became florists because they love flowers. But here, a flower is a symbol of pain, of death within death. Their conflicted feelings build and build, and eventually, they become quite mad. Thanks for the tip. I guess I'll send balloon bouquets from now on. Membrillo, why do you stay in town? Why don't you head off toward the Ninth Underworld? Manny, you can only search for something for so many years before you stop believing in it altogether. You don't believe in the ninth underworld?
Why do you think we're all here in Rubacava?
Because you're waiting to earn off your time or you can't afford passage or...
Manny, we've given up. All of us. When you've been here long enough, you will too.
Well, don't let me bother you.
Always nice to have visitors.
This is it! Meow, baby!
His beauty rest.
Wake up, Izzy!
Hey! I'm trying to get some sleep over here.
Sorry, don't mind me. Just passing through.
To where?
The elevator.
Doubt it.
Going down?
Probably. Later.
Can't I go down to the cellar?
It's a wine cellar. Wine goes down there.
Maybe you could take me down now.
Oh, yeah. I could take you down, but I can't eat customers anymore.
No, down in the elevator. I want to go down in the elevator.
That's true. They wouldn't see me hit you in there, but I still get in trouble.
Why can't you hit customers anymore?
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Just open the elevator door.
Then they really see us fighting.
I don't want to fight. I just want to use the elevator.
Chicken.
How about a bribe?
Look at me. What can you give to a guy who has everything?
Sorry about my friend. I'll get him out of here if you want.
Who, Glottis? Nah, he's all right. He's just got to pace himself. I can barely get any sleep between changing casks for him.
Hey, let's beat up that waiter.
Not a bad idea. But he's new. Give him a break.
Okay. Nighty-night.
You're doing it!
Well, I remember, speaking of VO, I remember you casting this, and then I remember you vanishing.
Yeah.
And you were gone for so long recording this?
Yeah, I was down in... Actually, it was the only one time we rented in an apartment rather than staying at a hotel, because I was down in LA recording this for 6 weeks, and then I was bookended on either side with 2 weeks for 2 Lucas Learning projects.
Yeah.
And so it was
yeah, you just moved away.
Yeah. It's a long time.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Boy, that Nick sure gets around. Nick Virago, what are you doing working in the High Roller Lounge? I would think Maximino's private lawyer would have his own office.
I do, but they don't serve drinks there.
Got a little lipstick on you, lover boy.
I already got rid of that, and I can do the same to you, Calavera.
Don't make me come down there for it, Rumpelstiltskin.
So if I were you, I'd keep my jaw shut.
You got it!
Everything all legal with the kiddies?
Yes, they keep themselves pretty clean.
Who do you like in the 4th race?
Well, there's a white-footed tabby in gate 2 that's looking strong, but has a slight eye infection.
But you think he's gonna pull out of it and win anyway, right?
No, that puss-eyed puss is going to lose, but nobody knows, and I'm going to make a mint.
I have to tell this to someone. I hate cats.
Me too, but they keep the lights on around here.
Nick, I need a lawyer.
You get yourself in some kind of trouble, Calavera.
Friend of mine's in the slammer.
So will you be needing a regular lawyer or an excellent lawyer?
An excellent lawyer.
Any excellent lawyer or the best excellent lawyer?
The very best is good enough for me.
And who would you say that would be, Calavera? Who would you say is the best lawyer you know in all the land of the dead?
You are, Nick.
That's right. And that's why Maximino retains me on an exclusive basis. So sorry, but I don't do odd jobs.
How's tricks, Nick?
Yeah.
Virago, I really need a lawyer.
Well, my dance card is full. So what are you gonna do?
I could tell Max about you and Olivia.
That sort of claim could send a man like Max into quite a rage, especially if the messenger had no proof.
Max and I are friends. He'll believe me.
People believe what they want to believe, Calavera. And I want to believe you're a smart man who doesn't go around spreading dangerous rumors. I've got to talk to Max for a moment. When I get back, I hope you're gone, because I'm sick of looking at you.
It's Virago's cigarette case. Man, this is gonna get me in trouble. There's something rattling inside. Must be in a hidden compartment somewhere, but I don't see a latch or anything.
Open it up on the straightaways, Giddy! You can do it!
Well, Manny Calavera, you never come up here to see me anymore.
Well, I thought you could use the company with everybody gone for the Day of the Dead.
In that case, Manny, why don't you stick around until 6? That's when I get off.
It's a metal detector.
Oh, that explains why it never gets my hair dry.
Can I try out your metal detector?
What's your sudden interest in metal detectors, Manny?
Her character's a little bit inspired by, I think it's Big Sleep too, where Bogart is hiding from someone. He needs to hide in a bookstore.
Right.
And he goes in there, and there's a woman in there, and she's really into him.
Chip Ben-Hur 1863 edition, the one with the errata on page 47 or something.
Wow, that is a memory. Yeah.
Well.
And it's just really, he looks at her, and he's like, she seems like she's really attracted to him, if I remember correctly. And he like takes off her glasses and is like, yeah, okay. Like it was really kind of messed up scene. But
well, it's that you know that was the subtext of the noir film.
And then he pulls the shades.
Hanky-panky.
Yeah, the hanky-panky. Yeah, and they lock the door and pull down the shades. And that's a little bit what this scene is all a reference to or inspired by.
Because she's telling him her story.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to borrow it for a secret project.
Well, I'll show it to you when I'm on break. How's that?
Busy night?
Hardly. Everybody's gone home for the holiday already. This place is dead, and I'm bored, Manny. Bored.
What's the shuttle waiting for?
They're just cleaning it, but they're very thorough. We run a tight ship here, you know.
When's your break?
Dawn.
Oh, that's too late. I'm shipping out tonight.
Yeah, right. I've fallen for that line too many times.
I think it's time for your break. We could slip in the back for a little drink. You can tell me all about your job, the danger, the metal detectors.
That back room's all business, Manny, and so am I.
What kind of business goes on back there, Carla?
Strip searches.
and you don't qualify.
Why don't you come by the club anymore?
Well, to tell you the truth, Manny, it's your little coat check girl. All that bubbly energy, I just want to strangle her.
I've tried that. It doesn't stop her. Why don't I qualify for a strip search?
Manny, I agree it would help pass the time, but we have procedures and rules here, and you never know when they're watching. I can only strip search people when a regular search turns up nothing.
Hey, it's worth a try.
Ooh, I love this part. Sir, if you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk. Oh, you're clean. Rats, Manny, I almost got to strip search you.
Well, maybe just a sip.
Sir, if you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk. You sure you're not packing anything else?
Nothing that would set off that thing.
Then, sir, I'm afraid you'll have to step into the back with me.
Rules are rules.
And of course, with my dad being in the military, we moved around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this one town we moved to when I was in the 1st grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the only industry in the area was figs. Acres and acres of fig trees
You don't
everywhere
say.
you looked. I myself never really cared for figs.
That's interesting.
I always liked dates more. Or prunes. Don't you just love prunes?
Actually, figs are a personal favorite.
They have such a great texture. They're all wrinkled up like
Never
my Grandma
a big fan of
Hedwig's
prunes.
face. Oh, poor Grandma Hedwig. She was always forgetting
Hedwig,
things.
that's an interesting name.
I remember one time back when I was 6. Or maybe I was 7. No.
Probably you were
I had
7.
to be 6 because Mr. Rufus was still alive. Now there was a
Mr.
good dog.
Rufus?
Mr. Rufus. He was such a sweet little puppy. We
I'll
didn't
bet.
care that he was deaf. He was as deaf as they
Huh?
come, but he'd
What's
still
that?
try to bark. And it would come out sounding like a cat.
I remember I had a
coughing up a
dog once.
hairball, which our cat often did. He had such long hair. I don't really like long-haired
Ooh,
cats, do you,
ick.
Manny? They're just so... I like
You know
short-haired
what I like?
cats.
Metal detectors.
Did you just come back here to ask to borrow my metal detector?
Yes.
What is it with you in this thing? I'm sick of it, Manny. If this is all you want, you can fight the cats for it. Why is it all men are after the same thing? Except you. The only woman you care about is that Calamar dame, and she split on you. I don't know what she did to you, but you know what? I'm done trying to figure it out, pal.
Carla. You wouldn't happen to have a second metal detector around here, would you?
Ugh.
When did you put in a floor safe?
That's our new contained detonation chamber in case someone tries to come through here with a bomb.
Since when does Rubacaba have a terrorism problem?
This town's changing, Manny. It's getting tougher every day.
Not portable. It's locked.
What's that?
I don't know. I found it under your desk.
Unattended?
Yes?
Oh my God. Give me that! It's a bomb! Ha ha! Another senseless act of terrorism nipped in the bud by Security Officer Carla. Wow. It was completely destroyed by our own detonator, so I can't tell what kind of bomb it was. But here's something.
A key? I better bring that to Chief Bogan.
Yeah, you can analyze it with your metal detector.
Wow, somebody really liked this cat. They don't have much use when they're alive, and stuffed, they don't have much more. Beloved Sandspoof, this regal and majestic feline, was a record holder for speed and a favorite of the crowds here in Rubacava for many years, until her career was suddenly and tragically cut short on the second week of the racing season, when the airship Olivia 1, on its maiden voyage, crashed onto the track mid-race and exploded. Many bereaved fans testified later that before the blimp hit, Sandspoof was in the lead. Fuchi, that smell is peor que la muerte. Well, that's the hole I saw Carlos' metal detector fall through. Oh no. It says revolutionary design leaves can edges safe and smooth for Kitty. This cat litter really needs changing. See, this is why I don't have a pet. Tempting as it is, I just can't bring myself to jump in the giant unclean kitty litter. Aha! A little stinky, but it could be worse. Are you sure you're looking hard enough?
Look, Manuel, these old eyes are tired. I'm doing the best I can, but the average retirement age beachcomber has more sophisticated equipment than I've got here.
How was the lighting handled on the characters in each environment? Does anybody remember that?
I think, however, we were able to set up a couple of lights. I think that was it. I mean,
wasn't there some information that you guys would take the set? Because then we have to save a copy of our sets with, like, you know, the key light and the fill, or just I thought we would save a version of the very simple.
That's possible, yeah, as a like a starting place. But I mean, it was all very kind of rudimentary.
And you had to be really strategic with, you know, what is the best use of a minimal amount of lights to accommodate the character in the entire scene that he's got to be in.
Yeah, there was no, I mean, for all this stuff, there was no roadmap or procedure for like, oh, this is how you do 3D forests or light character. I mean, we had to make everything up and solve every problem to get everything to happen pretty much in this. So there's a lot of just on the fly, different people figuring stuff out
per scene how to make something work. And as a result, some things work better than others.
Would a metal detector help the cause? Hey, just like downtown. You never know what this'll turn up. An engraved ring, a belt buckle with somebody's name on it. Who would wear a belt buckle with the... Oh. Huh. Velasco, it looks like I've got one of your boys down here in the morgue. A sailor by the name of... Naranja.
What? How? Sprouted? But... Oh, this town's going to hell. Sailor can't even take a 2-day shore leave without watching his back. Yeah, I'll come down in the morning.
All day long, Manny, I sought through pure sadness. I find evidence, and I piece together stories. But none of my stories end well. They all end here, and the moral of every story is the same. We may have years, we may have hours, but sooner or later, we push up flowers.
That's a good cat! This is it!
That monster upstairs is running me ragged. Oh, but monsieur, je suis très désolé. There are no guests allowed in the kitchen. I must ask you to leave.
In a minute, Leroy.
Raoul. Hello? Hello out there? Could somebody please open the door? I seem to have locked myself in this teeny tiny room. I am actually very claustrophobic, so if somebody, s'il vous plaît, oh, let me out of here, immédiatement. Oh.
Almost there! Hey, I'm thirsty. Where's that waiter? That does it. Fruity, but voluminous. Well, somebody's sleeping on the job. Ah, it's empty. Ah. Reuben! Where are you? Aha!
Oh, mon Dieu!
Taking a little nap, vous, eh? Well, le keg is empty, so tout sweet, Buster.
Yes, monsieur. Merci, anything you say. Eto, more wine. Oh, I'm going to fire him for ignoring my pleas, and then I believe I shall quit. Oh, I can never look at that pantry again. No man should ever be locked up in such a small, dark place.
So this is one of the parts of the game where a huge amount was cut out. There was supposed to be a gigantic action sequence like there was in all of, I think we cut it with a giant action sequence out of every year, but there's a gigantic action sequence where there's an animal called the Dillipede that guarded the bottom of the elevator. It was a giant armadillo, and the Dillipede was there to kind of snap at Manny as he came down. And there's this whole sequence where you had to kind of, you had the Dillipede hanging by some elevator cable, and he was snapping at you, and you had to swing on him or something like that. And it's just the idea of a giant vicious armadillo still sticks with me. But it was one of those things where it's like, you look at the context of the game, and it's an adventure game, and the budget's short, and we're already going to be a huge game. What purpose is it serving the game? So we had to cut a lot of stuff out like that just was really cool and fun to design, but ultimately not critical of the game, and was going to be really expensive.
Just one button on the controls.
is our first 3D game, and it's funny to see how many puzzles are about the physical properties of things, as opposed to in a 2D adventure game, you would never make something based on the shape of something or leverage. Like that whole puzzle was very physical. Like you had to move these two objects and stop them from sliding past each other, and the forklift jacked up on its back wheels. And I think we were just so excited to be in a world of physical stuff, or maybe because we were in a world of physical stuff, we had to actually make it physically realistic.
I see a hallway.
No, and I think this is one of my first sets. Oh, yeah, I remember this is, both of those were, well, it was one of the first ones that I ever modeled. And again, it was very simple geometry.
I wonder what Charlie's got in here. Dios mío, it's full of double-end tickets. This could get 100 souls on the number 9 train. Something's not right about this. I get the feeling this suitcase belongs to someone more important than Chowchilla Charlie.
All right, Manny. Give me the case.
Charles, I thought we had a bargain.
No, we do. But I thought I'd bring some muscle along just in case.
What's the matter, Chuck? Can't afford to hire goons to do this sort of work for you?
I'm all the goon I need. Now drop it.
You said it, boss. Got a card for me?
Here. Welcome to the Union, Manny. Meeting's first Tuesday of every month, and don't forget to pay your dues.
Don't forget to pay my dues. What was Nick doing with this key? Lola?
Careful, Manny. You may not want to see me like this.
Lola! Did Nick do this to you?
Yeah, he wanted that picture real bad, but he's never gonna find it, that fink.
I'll get him, Lola. I'll show Max the picture for you and fix Nick for good. Just tell me where you hid it.
Oh, Manny, it's all my fault. Always falling for the wrong guys. You know, I even had a thing for you once. But you were so hung up on that Meche woman, I figured I didn't have a chance.
Lola, where's the picture?
Tell me, Manny, would I have had a chance? Never mind. You just want Olivia for me. Tell her to improve her taste in men, or she'll end up just like me. Tell her to get a nice guy, Manny. Like you.
Lola! Lola! Oh, Lola. Hey, there's a picture of a tongue on it. And it says number 22, lengua. Looks like Lupe's been in the sugar again.
Hey, this is a card from my new coat check system. You do care.
Can I have my coat, please?
You bet. This is so exciting. Okay. Hold on. 22. Lengua. Ah! Here it is. Oh, darn.
What's wrong?
Just shoot me.
Lupe, what is it?
This can't be yours.
That's it. Thanks.
What are you doing with a tiny girl jacket?
I don't suppose there was a camera back there anywhere.
No.
She must have hidden that somewhere else. I'll tell you tomorrow. There's a little slip of paper in one of the pockets. All that this paper says is number 36, the Rusty Anchor. What is that supposed to mean?
Manny! I have a note for you from Lola.
Lola?
Yes. Now, where is it? Where? Oh, here. No, wait. Dang! I have a whole new system for messages. Just let me... Here. No, wait. Be quiet. Here it is. Wait a second. It's empty. There was something inside. It felt like a key.
A key?
Yes! But did somebody come back here and snake the key while I was sorting the coats? Who would do that? They messed up my whole system!
Yeah. Hey, Velasco! Manny, do you mind artist at work here, eh? Sure.
I don't think that would shed any light on things.
Sure, of course, I understand. Hang on a second.
This mean anything to you?
You mean beside the song, the poem, and the bar, and the statue by that name? Sure, it is one of my most famous designs. Here, I show you. Let's see, number 30, Harmin Sedge, Harmin Sketter, 36. Here, hey, what is this?
My friend Lola left that here for me.
Oh yeah. Lola was here, sweet girl, like daughter to me. Tell her Papa Toto says hello.
Right.
Definitely.
Looks like these cats are almost scruff and scruff. Hello?
Oh, hi! Betting stub, please.
What?
I need the betting stub for the race you're interested in.
Interested in how?
And the rest didn't seem the photo finish file for, of course.
Here you go.
Hey, this looks different than our usual ticket.
Well, that's because it's from last season.
All right, just a second. There you are.
Aha!
What? Are you a winner?
Big winner. Thanks, pal.
Glad I could help.
It's Lola's last work, a juicy photo of Nick and Olivia kissing.
I think that guy was up to something. Don't you, Doug? Doug? Oh, that guy? Personally, I think he was nuts.
You can do it! What's that? This is it! Almost there!
Hello, Maximino.
Why, if it ain't Manny Calavera, come to see how the big boys play, eh, Manny?
From what I can tell, they play with kitties.
Kitties, roulette tables, what's the difference? They go round and round all day, and they're both more reliable when they're fixed. Am I right?
Well, I just saw Olivia and Nick kissing.
Manny, we all kiss here. We're all one big family, you know?
No, I mean kissing, Max.
Manny, Olivia and I are in love. Nick Virago's been my trusted counsel for years. You shouldn't even joke around about their character like that. It could make me very angry.
I'm not joking.
That's enough, Calavera. I mean it. Now, let's talk about something we can agree about.
Well, I'll let you get back to staring out the window.
Just can't get enough of my cats.
Man, this is gonna get me in trouble. On second thought, I better go.
Run! Go, kitty! That's a good cat.
Look what I found at the photo finish booth. Looks like Naughty Kitten and Bad Tomcat are neck and neck.
What do you want?
I want to tell you a sad story of a young man unjustly imprisoned merely for speaking his mind.
It's time to shake up the hive!
I guess our business is settled.
Almost.
What? Was that for the photo girl?
No, that was just for being you. I don't have time to get you for Lola, but I'm sure somebody will.
You didn't have time to save her either. But don't feel too bad about that, Manny. I hear saving women really isn't your forte. Le numéro gagnant, le 36. Rouge, Peripass, 36. Red, house pays all winners. Le banque paye. Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please. Fourteen is the winner. Le 14. Numéro 14 est le gagnant.
I think you mean 2. Am I correct?
No, monsieur. 14 is the winner.
I think you've made a mistake.
I'm sorry, sir. 14 is the winning number. Better luck next time, eh?
That does it! That Calavera's getting too big for his britches. I don't like raiding businesses and shutting them down. But someone's got to teach Manuel a lesson in law and order. This way, back here. Open those paddy wagons up and start filling them. And somebody find Calavera. I want to interrogate him personally. Raided? How long are they gonna close it for? Yeah, you better cut off the big guy's credit then. Yeah. Throw the drunk out on his big orange butt. And bring me Calavera so we can talk about his debt.
Hey, come on! You gotta let me back in! I'm a VIP!
Does that stand for very inebriated pianist?
Manny, I don't want to be a pianist anymore. I'm a mechanic.
I know. That's why I got you a new job. Come on, let's go pick up your tools.
And I can do whatever I want to the engine? Make it faster?
Sure, but you'll be plenty busy just keeping her afloat.
Thanks for the gig, and for not asking too many questions.
Hell, after what happened in Naranja, I can see why you'd leave town. Let's just hope I don't have to go fishing you out of the drink again.
I'll stay under next time. I promise.
Captain Calavera?
Puerto Zapato, sailor. We're here at last. Beautiful port, isn't she?
Yes, sir. Well, there's some customs officials down below, sir. They want to search the ship.
Fine. We've got nothing to hide, eh? No skeletons in our closet.
Yes, sir.
Secure the bow, boys, like a rock this time.
Manuel.
Salvador?
I hope this very urgent message gets to you in time. Our man in Zapato says Miss Colomar never made it to the port. It said she threw herself overboard at the Pearl. I don't know if you believe that. Whatever you do, do not land in Puerto Zapato. It's a trap. Assassins will attempt to board your ship disguised as customs agents. Beware, and viva la revolución!